Hi, I'm Michael Caselli, Chairman of Clarion Gaming, and I'm here today for IGB's Lightning Talk with Mark Claxton, Head of Games at iSoftBet. Today we're talking about innovation and player engagement. Mark, what I'd like to know first is, in this innovative industry, are slot games keeping pace with the innovation that we're seeing throughout the rest of the sector?
I think the explosion of Megaways titles has spawned many other providers that they're trying to recreate that lightning in a bottle, essentially. And remember, innovation can be a double-edged sword, as time has proven that some players they prefer the classics. But I think an industry as a whole, we are continuously trying to innovate, and it's not quite as free reign innovation as live tables or live dealers and what they've been doing. But with new mobile technology, with technologies such as AR, VR, I think there's a lot of exciting things that can come out.
Mark, what are the features that set one game apart from any other? And how does your new release encapsulate these features?
Well, regarding setting a game apart from others, I think it's safe to say that there's a bit of a sea of sameness that's washing over the industry at the moment. And there's large volumes of quite forgettable content, really. And fortunately, this is changing in some areas of gaming, and in line with iSoftBet's new brand manifesto of serious fun, and our values of respect, passion, and curiosity, we're really trying to put the players first to create these amazing game experiences. And for me, the single most defining feature to set a game apart from the others, for me, it's the math model. I'm old school. You have to have a good math model in a slot, otherwise players just won't like it. And there's so many areas where the math can be tweaked to the nth degree, and it's all about finding this perfect balance. So with our upcoming game, Moriarty Megaways, the team here had a lot of sessions testing the game, from looking at spreadsheet numbers, from looking at the simulation results, and quite frankly, just hammering the game over and over again until everyone was completely happy with how it was playing. And this is the most important feature that can define a slot for me, I think. And to make games that players love, you really have to live and breathe them yourself. And we're lucky that all our producers here at iSoftBet, they're players themselves. They're kind of industry veterans from all corners of iGaming. So when you play one of our slots, you're in safe hands. And I think a slot, you need to have the whole package. You need to have the good maths, the good sound, and the engaging features. If you don't have one of them, you're likely the slot is going to fall. And someone told me a long time ago regarding slots that you might have the steak, but you don't have the sizzle. And this is totally applicable to slot design, because you could have the best looking slot in the world, but if it's not engaging to play or the maths don't work, unfortunately, it's going to fall down the rankings.
Mark, what are the biggest changes in game design and delivery in the last 12 months? And how have changes in technology and working environments impacted that?
Yeah, well, of course, I mean, a big obvious change for us was the fact that everyone's now been working from home for over a year. And like many other companies, we've been at the mercy of Zoom calls and Skype calls in terms of team interactions, sharing ideas and sharing this innovation. But we're lucky at iSoftBet, it hasn't stopped us at all in the productivity department. If anything, I think it's actually increased it. And some other changes that I have seen is that we're changing our framework a lot. There's a lot of new technology coming out, a lot of new little features that are applicable to our framework, whether that's something that unlocks a smoother animation into a game, or it makes the loading size and the loading time a lot faster. All of these small changes can really help with the development of these games. And if I touch back on technology, while it's not our technology, streaming platforms have been really something that has exploded in the last 24 months. Lots of people are streaming slot play on Twitch, on YouTube. And for us as a provider, this is quite invaluable market research. We watch the people play it, we look at their feedback. Sometimes we reach out to these players and these streamers, and it's a great feedback cycle that 2-3 years ago we just never really had. So that's a great way the market has shifted for the better for us.
Mark, iSoftBet just released its new manifesto, where games are serious fun. What does that mean to the company, and what does that mean for the new products that you're launching?
Yeah, sure. So in February this year, we unveiled a new brand manifesto, and our vision was to create the most amazing gaming experiences and a mission to deliver these really high quality products. And these products are going to inspire, innovate, and entertain. And we're placing our people, our partners, and their players at the heart of literally everything we do. Player first is a big thing for us. And, these new company values focus on respect, passion, and curiosity. And again, like you mentioned, it's bound by our mantra of serious fun. And to touch on the fun, I mean, we have a great company culture at iSoftBet as well. And amidst all the seriousness of the work and everything happening, we still have time for regular lunch Fridays. And even though it's remote, the company delivers food to the doorsteps of employees around the world. We all get on Zoom and we kind of eat and chat and talk. So for me, it's very important to have a great company culture.
Mark, how important is the player-first, player-centric approach to designing games? And how do you communicate that to your players?
Yeah, so player first, like I said, it's a big thing for us. And we've recently worked on identifying some real key areas, how we can put the players first on this new game and our upcoming games. And a big one for me is listen and learn to the players. You have to absorb and use the feedback from these players to help create and shape your future content. We take the comments on board, whether they're positive, negative. You have to accept constructive criticism. And we know there's a bit of an influencer culture that's going around, especially with the rise of streaming slots. And this is where the getting to know your players really comes into play. And in a future game we have, not just our upcoming game, Moriarty Megaways, we want to build more trust with the player to put them first. So in a new game upcoming, we actually have an area that tells the players how long it takes to win the bonus game, how many spins. And this is something that's not really done in the industry. It's not really a secret of ours. We're happy to put this information out. And we want to make the player make an informed decision to see if they're comfortable with playing our game. And again, we don't want to ignore our responsibilities on anything to do with being player first here. We're totally committed to responsible gaming at iSoftBet. And I think everyone needs to play their part in this. And if they're thinking about putting the players first, they have to think about being responsible as well.
Mark, I know iSoftBet has a great list of new products and features coming out for the future for the rest of this year and beyond. Can you give us a sneak peek into some of the products and innovations we might see from you?
Well, in 2021, we're going to continue our commitment to ensure we deliver these amazing products to our partners and our players. And game-wise, there's going to be lots of things going on. You're going to see players traveling back 65 million years in search of wild riches, a slot that will take you back to the nostalgic 1980s video game era, and a new Megaways game that is sure to get your heart pounding and your mouth watering. And this particular game has to be seen to be believed. And we've got a very healthy stream of new Megaways content coming up. Also our Hold and Win series, which has been hugely popular for us. A very healthy amount of these that are sprinkled in the roadmap as well. And so keep your eyes on social media for more teasers. And I think it's going to be a great year for us.
Mark, thank you. I'm Michael Caselli, and it's been my pleasure to host Mark Claxton of iSoftBet here on IGB Lightning Talks.